All right, this next story makes me sick. And you were out last week when the Dan Orlovsky, Justin Fields controversy hit. I'm serious, we might not have enough time for this. In case you missed it, Orlovsky went on the Pat McAfee show, and he said he was told by some people in the league that Justin Fields had a work ethic issue. Everyone in the world ignored the preface. Everyone ignored the disclaimer that Orlovsky said, I was told, I've been told in talking to people. Orlovsky starts getting destroyed. You're an idiot. You ran out of the end zone. You're a bum. You love Carson Wentz. You're a loser. Shut the hell up. Why are you going to go after this kid's character? And first off, that's his job. Okay? I don't like kiss asses 24/7 who pretend like everything is perfect and every single prospect is going to hit. I want to hear the good. I want to hear the bad. All right? These are big boys. They can take it. It's the NFL draft. There's pros and there's cons. It's called a scouting report. So I don't know why all these Justin Fields supporters came out of the woodwork to go after Orlovsky. Part of it makes me think people just hate Dan. Kirk Herbstreit went after his coworker at ESPN. Orlovsky, first off, called Fields because of the backlash, which I'm disappointed in Orlovsky doing because he's on record defending him in the past. And then he went on Twitter and said, I did a little more digging, and he was basically pressured to balance it out. So he called a couple coaches at Ohio State, and they're like, nope. Shocker, Ohio State coaches told Dan Orlovsky Justin Fields wasn't lazy, that he had a good work ethic. So Herbstreit responded to Orlovsky kind of clearing the air, and Herbstreit, this really pains me, okay? Because I really like Kirk Herbstreit on games. But Kirk Herbstreit don't ever get involved in the weeds, all right? Kirk Herbstreit has a little pristine reputation where he's not going to say anything really bad about anyone. He might talk about like the state of the sport, maybe a scandal. He's not going to be very critical of a player as an analyst, so he's soft in that regard. And I really like Herbstreit. Orlovsky has to be more critical because of his job. So do Kuiper, so do McShay. Herbstreit gets to sit there in his nice little fancy booth and not have to go after anyone. He went after Orlovsky. Absolutely ridiculous. Even if you aren't saying it, to pass that along from people in the know is reckless and absurd. Embarrassing. Whoa! So the story here is that two guys going back and forth, or Herbstreit going at Orlovsky. The Miami Herald reported ESPN spoke with both of them. Neither will be suspended, but the issue has been addressed. My issue is with Kirk Herbstreit. Shut up, you softy. What's wrong with you? The guy's doing his job. You have to pass along that information if that guy is getting it from trusted sources and relaying why Justin Fields may not be a success in the National Football League. If we would have heard more of this about Haskins or more of this about RG3, then you wouldn't have had them as first-round busts for their entire career. Yeah. So I was disgusted by Herbstreit and disappointed that Dan had to clarify it. I was disappointed because I had DM'd him, and I was like, look at these idiots going after you. They didn't even realize that you said you were told this from other people on McAfee, and we were going back and forth. And then he went and was pressured into doing this, so I'm disappointed in him and ticked off at Kirk.
Well, they're saying that he's helping perpetuate a stereotype. That's why he shouldn't have reported. Listen, I don't have a problem with Kirk's response there. If that's what Kirk believes, then that's fine. I have a problem with ESPN being mad at either one of them. Like, this is what you hire them for. Kirk doesn't have to coddle a colleague. And Dan's reporting info he was given by decision makers. Does ESPN not want him to report what he hears? Like,
right.
Is he supposed to sit there and pick and choose which info he reports because it might hurt someone? I mean, why would anybody be upset with Dan? Dan should not regret saying this. Even if the comments they told him were stereotypical or whatever, if that's what teams truly feel, then it is newsworthy. And that is his job. It's not Dan's job or any reporter's job to protect players or teams or whatever. I don't know what I'm missing here. But, and this is just like, just because some of these may be and are blatant stereotypical things that are said often about black quarterbacks, it doesn't mean that they are wrong in this instance. I don't know if they're wrong or right.
I thought the black stereotype that ticked people off was that about the football intelligence. This is about work ethic. I don't hear black quarterbacks are lazy very often. And I do have a problem with Kirk Herbstreit going after Orlovsky. He's an analyst. He is an NFL analyst who's supposed to get the good and the bad, and he's doing homework to assess Justin Fields as a draft prospect. That's his job.
It is his job, but I don't have a problem with him saying that this is baseless or reckless. I don't have a problem with him saying he disagrees with it. It's embarrassing, all that stuff. I don't have a problem with him giving his opinion. But yeah, when Dan said he's last guy in, first guy out, how much does he love football, all that stuff. Those are just some of the things. And Bucky Brooks tweeted at him, and Clarence Hill, the Star Telegram, tweeted at him, like, this is just more, keeping the black quarterback down.
Not you. Get over it, Clarence and whoever, Bucky. There are people at your work, at the Fort Worth Star Telegram, at our radio station, at DallasCowboys.com, who are lazier than others. This is a reality. None of this is breaking news. Some people are hard workers, some people have work ethic, and some people are lazy. Not everything has to turn into a race war. Not right. Everything has to turn into perpetuating a stereotype. Justin Fields might not be the hardest worker.
He might not.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
with saying that.
No, and there's nothing. If he could be a great quarterback, not everybody has to study the same for every test.
Of course,
some people get A's and never study.
Yes,
some people are just gifted like that. If Justin Fields doesn't have to put in the same amount of film time as Mac Jones does because he's a better athlete, a better quarter, great. I don't think that's a reason not to draft him. I want to draft the guy because he's got a cannon for an arm. He can run a 4.40.